Hey there, friends and enemies. JoPa here again, and today we got a brand new Wild Hearts trailer. I'm excited to check out. This is the Power of Karakuri gameplay. That is the building mechanic in this game, and one thing that I think is really going to separate this game in the genre that I am most excited about. So let's jump into the trailer. I'm gonna give my thoughts, reactions, all that kind of good stuff, and yeah, I cannot wait. It's a giant rat. That's wild. With like plants growing out of it.
Evidence of our ancient ancestors' extraordinary technology, the karakuri, can be found across this land. Though they still worked when I was a child, it has been a long time since anyone could figure them out. That is, until you.
Oh, we're special. There looks like there's going to be so many options for the building mechanic in this
Harness nature's energy. Wield this ancient tech.
The little samurai
Unleash
sword.
the power of the karakuri and shape them into
Fire
new
trap.
forms.
Oh, this is my favorite, the bonk hammer.
I imagine in time how you use these karakuri will change the very way you think about the hunt.
Traversal action
like
there.
The karakuri itself, you must be adaptable. And like the kimono,
Monster versus
you
monster
must
battle.
be ferocious.
This will be interesting how that plays out in the game play, you know?
Plan your hunt. Set your trap.
That's a lot of trash left in
And
there.
bring down these giant beasts.
I like that monster, honestly. Although if you could really easily trap it like that, that'll
can be
be
used
interesting.
for more than battle. They
Oh, I
are your
love that.
tools to travel with great speed.
Little wheel vehicle.
Gather resources.
We got fishing.
Build your skills.
Mechanical
They can
enemies
even
to practice.
guide you, as they once guided our ancestors.
I wonder if that's how you find fights. Is that a giant porcupine or what the hell?
But karakuri alone may not be enough to bring down every beast.
We gotta look at a few weapons here. Sword.
Seek allies and together
Hold on.
tame a world gone wild.
Giant bonk hammer that guy has. Cannon. We got the fan. Giant cannon. Okay. Interesting. New trailer December 8th as well. That's awesome. Okay. So, some things I'm excited about. Let's go back through. We saw multiple different that's bosses that we're going to have to be fighting. We saw, obviously, here's the giant hammer there. This is the cannon she's wielding. The other character is rocking the umbrella. So, and all of them have like multiple ways, I guess, to use them as well. And that's one of the things that I'm very excited about with Wild Hearts. It seems like there's going to be a level of variety that is needed in this game to keep up the replayability, right? So you want to make it so everyone can approach fights in their own unique way, whether it's with traps or weapons or certain builds. So that's very important. You want there to be a multitude of fights, like a bunch of different enemies. We saw 4 of them in this trailer. We got the rat, the porcupine, the one that was getting tossed around by the giant kind of rock monster, and then the rock monster itself as well. So all of that's very interesting because the one way that you can keep this game fresh is either to have just a ton of enemies at launch or add those enemies over time. So that'll be interesting to see which direction they decide to go with, because having additional levels of difficulty as you go on is important. Having a variety of monsters to fight, that's one of the things that hurt some other games in this genre, is in that there was too limited fights initially, and then over time it'll grow. But if they feel too similar, if you can approach them all in the same way and defeat them all in the same way, then sometimes that can make it so it's not a reason to grind for certain things, to level up, to try different weapons, all that kind of stuff. So that's interesting to me, and I'm excited to see how that all plays out. We also got all the different buildings and mechanisms. We got, it looks like fishing here, like I said. We got the bear that you can practice against, and then the traveling with this wheel as well, which depends on how big the map is. Is the wheel going to be necessary because we got this giant map with a bunch of different fights, a bunch of different locations to go to? Are the battles between the monsters here going to be happening in the open world? Is it going to be like a cutscene, or is it just going to be like, okay, you just one and done, like you launch in, the monster fights the other one, and then that's it? There's no like actual in-game events to trigger it. It'll be interesting. There's a lot of questions still out there that I would like to see answered before we really dive into the game overall. Now, other than that, again, the traps are great. I feel like there's a lot of room for potential with the traps. If they add a ton of different options for you to use and you can really gameplay in your own way, that would be awesome. And I think, again, this game, it's all about the variety for me. If there's a lot of different ways to use the traps, there's a lot of different weapons, a lot of different enemies, I'm going to be like a kid in a candy shop, ready to check out all of it, make my different builds, fight the different monsters, and really dive into this game. But I'd love to hear what you guys think in the comments down below. Are you excited about Wild Hearts? What else do you need to see in order to get excited? And are you ready for the February release? Anyway, I'm definitely going to be covering the game on this channel. So like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you want to see me cover Wild Hearts in the future. My name is Jopa. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you all later.